Hey everyone, welcome back to GameSpot. It's a busy GDC week here and we have plenty of guests coming through our offices in San Francisco, California. I'm excited for this live stream in particular. I'm here with Raphael Colantonio, creative director on Prey.
Hi.
And Ricardo Barrett, lead designer.
Hello.
Both here from Arkane Studios, from Austin, Texas, I believe.
That's right.
And we're going to be playing some Prey. We're going to jump into a save about 15 minutes after the beginning.
Yeah, a while back we let a bunch of people play the first hour of the game. And I think a lot of people put videos of it up. So we thought that we would start a little bit past the point that everybody is talking about that's sort of like a spoiler. So so if you want to watch the first 15 minutes and see the spoiler, then go watch one of those videos. But we're going to jump in 15 minutes after that point and sort of like dive right into the gameplay.
Cool. So yeah, everybody, if you're joining on YouTube or Twitch or GameSpot, welcome. And we're excited to play this. Let's jump right in, I guess.
All right. Load up my save. Let's see. Which one is it? It's this guy. There we go. So this is like right after breaking out. So we don't really have any weapons or powers or anything yet. So we're going to sort of get introduced to all that stuff.
Cool.
So all you have is a wrench at first.
That's right. Very classic starting weapon. So we're sort of breaking out of an experiment that we've been trapped in for a little while now.
So you on the space station right now, or is that something we should know or no?
Well, you actually...
I actually don't know that.
You don't really
Okay.
know. Yeah, you escape some place at this point. And these are so this is a mimic, which is one of our monsters, part of our ecology in our alien race. And here we just show how they multiply.
Since they broke containment, I'm going to help you stay alive. Just a little further.
So you got to be careful because the mimics are able to transform into objects in the environment and hide from you.
So they could be anything in this room?
Could be anything. So, but if you look, like there are 3 shoes over there. It's very suspicious.
Nobody has 3 shoes. That's not right.
So,
Yeah,
so
there he is.
based on the playthroughs, sometimes it's something else. Like it could be also the towels or whatever. Because it's all systemic. They just turn into anything that is close to them.
Cool.
We have a lot of cool little RPG features too, which you get exposed to the more and more you play the game. But you'll notice the creatures have these organs that you can harvest, and then there are some other body parts that you can't take until you have the right skill. And those you can then use to like harvest or to create like cool items later on.
Okay, cool. Correct me if I'm wrong, but as opposed to Dishonored and Dishonored 2, Arkane's other projects, Prey is like an open structure, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's actually it's pretty much an open world. It's just that the environment that we chose is not a forest or a city. So it's actually a space station, but it's all contiguous. You can go anywhere, and you can also go all around it when you fly in 0G around it.
Cool.
Yeah, so here's our, this is the beginning of the game, so we're sort of introducing the player to our game mechanics. And so right here is like, hey, just because you ran into a locked door in this game, it doesn't mean you have to find the key. You can find the key, but there are other ways around. Like, for instance, this room has a little crawl shaft that we could go through. So I think I want to do that this time.
I'm getting super freaked out every
see
time I
that?
see 2 of something, yeah. That person had 2 coffee mugs.
This is super fun because every time we play this, it's different because the mimic's not scripted to be any particular thing. They just, if you put a mimic, if a level designer puts a mimic in a room, they can look at all the physics objects in the room and decide real time what they want to be. So it's surprising even for us.
Cool. In terms of like, I don't know, like story-wise, the mimics know they're pretty weak, so that's their defense mechanism.
Yeah,
is
they
to
all
hide.
have a purpose, like
Yeah.
in the ecology of in the game, and so the mimics are actually the scouts. They are the ones who hide, collect energy, and then multiply, keep on scouting. But I'm reading the comments, it's so distracting.
Yeah, we had a chat up there.
Someone says that it's on Mega Drive, actually.
Yeah, for those just just joining, we are playing on PC. For those curious.
The Mega Drive version will be out soon.
So the special edition.
I think my kids might be watching. Hi, Soren and Sophia. Now look away, because none of this content is appropriate for children.
Hopefully we age gated it.
That's right.
All right, so that's the glue gun. It's one of the weapons that actually people have noticed because it's it's different than most weapons in other games. And initially you use it on aliens to contain when they escape from containment. It's a way to control them so that they can be paralyzed in a way. Okay. But people use them for other ways. So we'll see that in a minute.
Okay.
So one mimic is okay, but when you have like this, like there were 4, 5, or 6 mimics, then it starts to get harder.
Now we know if you see 2 of something.
Yeah, so those things
beware.
probably are.
Yeah, busted.
It's like a charged up attack you just did?
Yeah.
Yes.
And sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say probably what you were going to say. It's a charge attack, and because they were still in their mimic form, then you have a bonus.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, that was funny.
He turned into a coffee cup. That was awesome.
But it was rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, so they do lose some like HP when they're in their fake form?
It's more like it counts as a surprise attack.
Okay,
kind of thing, because we also have the concept of surprise attacks.
Okay.
If they don't see you when you attack them, then it takes more damage.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the concepts behind the combat here, like the mimics are, they're scary because they can hide and ambush you, but they're not super strong. They're pretty easy to knock out once you stop them. But a bunch of the other aliens are much stronger. So one of the like approaches to combat and Prey is like try to disable your opponents first. And so the glue gun is one way to disable opponents. There are other ways that we'll show in a little bit, but typically just like, hey, I'm just gonna go toe to toe with this alien. That's not a good strategy in this game.
Okay. Especially if there's like 12 of them, just like now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I think we're safe right now.
Yep.
No, we're not. Sorry. I just whiffed that guy.
I love, we've seen in previous previews we've done at GameSpot, I love when you open a door and the mimics notice you and then kind of warp really quick, as if you didn't see them.
Scatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what's cool with simulation, right? Is that they're just doing their thing, and most of the time it works out to their benefit, where they can actually hide for real. But sometimes you actually can see them hiding. And
yeah,
it's feels cool.
Somebody's asking about endings. The answer is no. We have a lot of different endings for the game. Do you want to talk about Neuromods?
Yeah. So this is really distracting.
I know it's hard not to just.
Yes,
look at everything.
not to just read all these questions. So the Neuromods, in our game, we have those things called Neuromods, and people use them to acquire new abilities, right? And it's actually, you find out as you play the game that it's actually linked to the purpose of the station as well, the space station.
Okay.
And what this company is actually developing. They're developing those things to learn abilities. And so it also justifies, of course, an RPG tree. And here we see the 3 main archetypes that the player can evolve to. And we map those archetypes to the population that would be on board of the station. So the scientists, engineers, and security officers. Right.
And you can mix and match between them.
Okay. Yeah, you can mix and match. So you can.
What should we do this time? Should we do combat focus?
Yeah, let's do combat focus.
That'd be cool.
And one thing that is interesting, of course, like you see 3 branches here, 3 trees, but then later on you can also acquire abilities from the aliens themselves. And we're not going to show this in this demo, but it's
basically
there are
3 new
more.
trees.
Cool.
Yeah, that opens. So it's
Is that where the mimic ability comes in with the player?
And then because you see them turning into things, you can also learn that. So anything you see an alien do, you can actually learn it.
And of course, in the future, the only way to upgrade your mind is to stab needles directly into your eyes.
Yeah, that's the trade-off. That's the only way it can work.
Jeez. All right. I guess it's a trade-off for having alien superpowers.
Yeah.
It's totally worth it.
Somebody asked if you can still break your legs. The answer is no.
All right, so there's the typical path that you can take in the game, but like we were saying, the glue gun has more than one use. So you saw us freeze enemies with it. I'm going to show off another use. If I had taken the repair skill, I could probably fix this elevator shaft right here, this gravity lift. But instead, I'm going to use the glue gun.
What did you take?
I took combat focus.
Oh,
Yeah, if I had repair and I found enough spare parts, I could fix this grab.
No, I was going to say otherwise you could hack go into the booth to just.
Oh yeah, that's true. If I'd taken hacking, I could have hacked my way into this security booth and maybe gotten some goodies out of there. But I don't have hacking.
Could you find the code to that pass lock?
Some of them
somewhere?
you can.
Okay.
So, some of them are hackable and you can find the code, and some of them the keypad's just like shorted out, like this one is.
Okay.
And so the only way to get in is to hack your way past it.
Do you have a 0451 code somewhere in the game?
Yes,
yeah,
you do.
see. So I'm gonna like glue climb my way up here.
You're just going to try anyway.
I'm gonna try.
Cool.
I hope I don't fall and break or die rather. Oh no! Wait, I made it kind of. Let's try that again.
So there's like a clamber mechanic.
Yeah.
I think you should probably do it on the angle first. Yeah, see, that's the.
Let's do this.
We're being way too brave.
I know.
But that's the point, is that those kind of mechanics, you can experiment with them, and people will find ways to break the game in good ways, you know,
Yeah.
by doing things that we did not, because that's so super not legit. And,
Yeah.
You're just trying here.
Yeah, I remember like even like after Dishonored 2 release, I remember Harvey Smith at Arkane was saying that
Haha.
you know you see stuff, the players are doing things that the developers didn't even take into consideration.
Exactly. Well,
I made
that's
it.
a good example.
Nice.
Like this was kind of a lot of work, but it worked out.
So I'm in an area where later, if I come back and I have higher hacking skill or some other abilities, then there's some offices up here and some laboratories that I could access today. I just don't have the means to access right now.
Okay.
But because I climbed up here, I'm actually going to find a weapon that if I hadn't been able to climb up here, I would find it much later in the game.
Okay.
But players who do this will find it early. This is a cool weapon called the Disruptor Stun Gun, and it's basically another way to disable enemies. Works really well against robotic types too.
Cool. What's your overarching goal right now for this protagonist?
So, you start the game and you are mostly surprised and trying to escape a place that is dangerous, and that's pretty much the main motive at first.
Okay.
It's like, well, okay, I gotta survive basically. So I gotta find, and all you have is there's a mysterious contact that talks to you and through your a device called a transcribe, which is some sort of a comlink, and they tell you to go and meet them in your office, and you're like, what? I have an office? So that's how the game starts.
Okay.
And so you don't quite know exactly what you're doing here. So little by little, you're gonna find out why you're here and what was the purpose of that. But also your ultimate goal at this very moment is to escape the space station. Somebody's asking if it's using the CryEngine. The answer is yes.
Ready for your first real view of the world?
And praise for Game Boy, of course. No, it's not. It's
coming to
not.
everything.
It's coming out on calculators everywhere. Yeah, so I just picked up the shotgun also, but ammo is scarce in the game, and we put the ammo here just for the purposes of the demo. In the actual shipping game, you'll have to work a little harder to find the shotgun.
Okay.
So this is where you learn that like you're not on Earth at all.
Yeah.
You're already in a space station.
I mean, both Dishonored and this, from the looks of it, kind of harken back to like the Looking Glass Origin days. With like the original Thief, with Deus Ex at Ion Storm, with
Yep.
System Shock, and it's kind of at the time those games were pretty ahead of their time, right? People weren't used to those first-person Sims. It seems like the big thing Arkane is pushing is bringing those back, right?
Yeah, and I think most artists, they will, you see how art always comes back to 20 years earlier. you know, like you see black keys and they sound like
Yeah.
you know, and it's because probably what they were listening when they're kids, and it's the same for us, right? We were touched by games from Looking Glass. I mean, I was 16 when I was playing Ultima Underworld.
Yeah.
It branded me to life.
Yeah.
So now if you find some of those same values, some of the same things that touched us, hopefully somebody will be playing Prey at some point and will 20 years from now will be doing some Prey-inspired game.
Like that. It's like a futuristic Art Deco. Oh, what was that?
There is a phantom in this museum. Oh crap.
Alright, so that's another type of alien. This one can shoot, it shifts around. It also hides. Sometimes it just vanishes, you don't know what happened, and it goes hide somewhere.
So would this gun stun a human for
Yeah.
longer, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
man.
where'd he go?
That's the worst feeling.
Oh, and I'm out of bullets now. That's it.
Yeah, so a lot of this game is about surviving, scavenging anything you can, recycling stuff, creating new ammo. For example, if you're the guy who wants to shoot a lot.
Okay.
I just found an upgrade kit.
Yeah, so this time we're playing kind of like the shooter playthrough.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you say. Yeah. So did you show the combat focus yet?
No, I forgot I had it. Okay, I'll use it in the next fight.
Is that the upgrade you got from the tree? earlier?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
upgrade
from
my
the looks of
shotgun.
it, the inventory management is kind of like a Resident Evil 4 mini game. Is that a good comparison?
yeah.
moving
it's
stuff
kind
around?
of,
Cool.
kind of Resident Evil-y.
Okay. Tetrising with your
Or
items.
if you want to go further back,
Deus
Deus
Ex
Ex.
or yeah.
Deus.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Come on now.
That makes way more sense in the context of this.
Yes, actually.
Harvey Smith would be pissed.
He's
He's
texting me
probably
right,
already texting us
My
right
phone's
now.
just blowing up. Going back to damn.
Yikes.
I feel like every time I'm trying to
Let's use
say
combat
something,
focus.
you just get ambushed.
So this combat focus, it basically slows everything down, except you. It slows you down a little. It slows them down more than it slows you down. So
Yeah, so it's a classic think fast kind of thing, but it's very useful in combat, and it's a good skill to buy if you want to take the path of the more shooter type of gamer. You know what? I've never seen that.
that
before.
key there.
Yeah.
Whoa! Something just blew up right there. So we have a mission. We just broke out of this experiment, and apparently somebody left a video for us to watch in our office. So one of the things you learn is like, I'm not just this test subject. I also apparently I worked here on the space station, and I've been here for years, and I just can't remember any of it.
Sure.
And so we're headed to our office to watch a video, but the lobby level that we're in is like this huge hub. And so you could go directly to your office and keep the story moving forward, but you could spend hours in here just like, delving into side offices, finding out about some of the former crew members.
Finding like crafting supplies and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go into the trauma center this time before I go to my office. Fake out. Because I just found that key
Yeah,
on
so
the
that's
office.
the one I was saying. I never seen before.
I would expect to find a bunch of like medical supplies and stuff in here. There's a phantom in there. I don't want to go that way.
So someone is asking if we're playing on Xbox. We're actually playing on PC right now.
Yeah, for those just joining, this is we're playing Prey from Arkane Studios. I'm here with Raphael Colantonio, the creative director, and Ricardo Bear, lead designer. We're playing on PC. We're about 20 minutes into the game at this point.
I froze that guy around the fire, so like
Oh,
most
so
of his health is already gone because he's walking through those flames. But this is what the glue gun lets you do. It lets you slow them down, and eventually you get this tool called the psychoscope, which lets you scan them and take their abilities from them.
Cool.
Another thing you can do with the glue gun is plug up fire leaks, which I
Oh,
shouldn't
cool.
have plugged that one up because it would have killed
You
him.
just helped him out.
Yeah, there he goes.
Now he died.
He died.
Yeah, so you mentioned that like the alien powers kind of function within like an ecology in this game. You know, with Dishonored, it's like whaling, right? And whale oil powers a lot of stuff. What's it like creating an entirely new universe here, as opposed to the one you've been working with since 2012 with Dishonored?
Well, we love doing that. I mean, it's one of the most fun, and it takes forever as well. It's a long process. You don't you come in the morning with a world already created. It's like a canvas that gets slowly painted, and it's really fun. It's the way we do it in our case is that we come up with a narrative of why and how the world became what it is right now. And so once you have these filters, then all of your art assets, all of your design, all of your future stories fall through those pillars, those narrative that you create. And so that's why it brings something that is cohesive and that everything comes together, as opposed to just putting random elements together, right? That's why you have some form of unity.
Yeah, it makes it a more believable world.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's a lot of supernatural-ish stuff happening, or
Exactly.
extraterrestrial.
Totally. Yeah.
This guy's. I found this person here who's quarantined in the trauma center. You'll eventually. So when you break out and you get into the space station, the disaster just happened. It's not like you're coming months afterwards.
Okay.
So people, most of the people on the space station are dead, but you will occasionally run into survivors, and sometimes you run into people who have been possessed by an alien called a telepath, and they know that they're possessed, but they can't control themselves, and so you have to decide what to do with them. I mean, because they're threatening you, but on the other hand, they're like, get away, run! I can't stop myself. So you have to. There's a little bit of a moral element there of like, do I take these people out or I try to avoid them?
Okay.
This is a little. We also have a couple of more like ambient creatures too, like these medical operators that, if you're wounded, you can summon them to heal you. Let's see if I can get over to this area.
Was it the low grenade you had?
No, it was an EMP grenade.
EMP.
Whoa! Almost busted there.
A lot of verticality to this
Yep,
space station too.
Yes.
absolutely.
Oh my god. So if you were to die and reload like a checkpoint 5 minutes ago, would that mimic maybe be there, maybe not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some of them are pre-placed. Most of it at the very beginning of the game because we want to, the player to get familiar with.
Yeah.
And there are some effects sometimes that we want to achieve, but most of them are not. Most of them could be anything.
See.
See there's something. on
Yeah, I
the
know
corner.
there's some mimics in here
Yeah.
because a bunch of furniture was basically wiggled. So I'm gonna use this. Do I have any bullets left? Nope. No. I'm gonna have to just smash them.
Oh man, there's a bunch.
So here, of course, we could. I mean, maybe I'm going to repeat what Ricardo was saying, but sometimes I'm distracted with this screen over there. We could go directly to the goal, but we're trying to show how much extra content there is beyond the main goal. There's always like the main objective, but I don't know. Were you part of the people who played?
No, I haven't
first hour?
played this yet.
No.
Not
Okay.
yet. I've watched it though.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about recyclers? Oh crap! Let me kill this guy first.
Yeah, so as mentioned earlier, a lot of the game is about survival, and you are sometimes starving for resource and bullets, for example. So you can actually gather things that are useless and put them in the recycler like this. So we're going to show that, and obtain some recycling elements with them. And so then later on, there's another machine somewhere that will show probably just after, which is called the fabricator. If you have the right fabrication plans, you can pretty much create any item of the game. And so it's another layer of how you as a player can choose how you want to play.
Okay.
Right?
So there's a bunch of trash items, you know, like baseball gloves, mushrooms, or lemon peels. And then some things that I don't care about, like the oxygen tanks, and
Yeah.
that I'm going to recycle.
And you know, for us, it was important to do all the recycling and the fabricating to make it in world like this, so it feels all integrated and very physical, as
Right.
opposed to like some abstract screen.
Okay. Kind of feeds into the idea, like you were saying earlier, of having a ecology for this game that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So this door's broken, but like later in the game, if I had the mimic power, I could turn into something small and
Okay.
tumble under there, so I'm gonna have to go back the way I came.
Yeah, I think it was our gameplay when I saw someone like turn into something pretty small, but then used some sort of kinetic burst to launch themselves.
Oh yeah, there was an older video we did for QuickCon.
Should I go fight these? Should I go into the IT area?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll have to take hacking, because,
Yeah.
okay. So I'm gonna take the hacking skill so I can get into this IT area.
Yeah. So the thing you're referring to was it was an example of how systems can combine in interesting ways, and so the player back then was demonstrating how to reach a high area that he could not. There was no stairs or anything for it, but so it turned into this rolling. I think it was a recycler charge, and then as it was a recycler charge, like this little grenade thing, he chooses to use the fizz blast power, and he propelled himself upward.
Okay.
Which was interesting, and we would never ask players to do that, but some of them will do it. And
Yeah.
So this is a hacking. There's a little hacking minigame you can play, and hopefully I'll get it the first time, but I'll probably fail. Or not. Oh, what's up?
Nice.
I got it.
What happens if you hit those red ones?
You get shocked and it slows you down.
Okay.
Somebody was asking what the phantoms are saying.
Yeah, so the Phantom actually used to be human. That's what you kind of figure out as you play. They are turned into phantoms by another creature called the Weaver.
Okay.
And so they still have some memories, and some of their expressions are still using the human voice, even though it's processed, of course.
Okay.
You can tell they're coming because they have this like electromagnetic field that just like blows out the lights around them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's to the dramatic effect.
Yeah.
There he is. Oh, I don't have any shotgun shells left. This is not going to be easy.
Well, you can also bash this thing and be lucky.
This is that
Yeah.
combat focus.
Yes.
So how many like abilities?
Think so?
That would be lucky.
Oh, you got
almost
flames now,
died.
too.
Worse?
Yeah.
No, it's worse.
I do
actually.
have some medkits though.
Sorry
so
for
we're all right.
suggesting this. Sorry, what
It almost killed me, but it didn't. I think I got one of them with it. Ah!
Oh man.
I'm just gonna hide under
Hide.
this desk and cry. We're gonna
So
try.
of course, if you hide, they will look for you, and there's a stealth system which is not as encouraged as it is in Dishonored, but because Dishonored is way more stealth focused, but there is some stealth system, so that at least it's part of the simulation.
Got you.
So later on, when you do have the ability to do the mimic power, if you say a phantom's looking at you, if you turn into a mug right in front of him, he's gonna know it's you, right?
He knows it's you,
You have
yeah.
to do it before you're in their
Yeah.
eye line.
Yeah.
So I found a chipset. Do you want to talk about the chipsets?
Yeah, chipsets are a little bit of the equivalent of bone charms in Dishonored. So they're another layer of customization, as if we did not have any enough, you know. And so you see the suit chipset, and actually there's also the scope chipsets. You can see right next to them. And this is another thing we'll see maybe in the future demo. And those really what they are is like little improvement that can piled between each other with each other, and so and there are more chipsets in a game that there is in a playthrough. So every time you play, you won't have exactly the same ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And right now, there's only 2 that can be activated at the same time. But of course, you can improve your suit so that now you can have 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, if you invest in the engineer abilities, there's Neuromods you can do that give you more inventory space and also allow you to add more chipsets.
Yeah. Someone asked if you can beat the game without being spotted. So no, you can't. Again, there are some moments where we will have to talk to people.
See, as opposed to Dishonored, which, you know, like, it could encourage a very combat-oriented playthrough for the first one, or maybe as, you know, Emily, and then a stealth playthrough as Corvo, or vice versa. Is that kind of how Prey's going to unfold, like one way or the other, or mix and match, or is Prey going to be a little bit less predictable?
So what do you mean exactly?
I mean, like, feel like in, you know, Dishonored, a lot of times people would pick, I'm going to go stealthy this playthrough, I'm going to go combat. Is that kind of like how this might unfold, or just a little less predictable?
Right. Well, they are probably more. This is more like a blend of archetypes. Okay. So you can really overall there's way more trees and way more ways to customize your character.
Okay.
I think, and your playstyle.
I think I had a freeze up here.
Well.
Oh man, reset that quick.
Yeah. So this is an early beta build still, so we have occasional
we have an opportunity
glitches.
to reply questions.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah. If you have questions for Raph and Ricardo here in the chat, send them our way. If you're just joining us, we're playing Prey right now. We just got a few technical issues in the studio, but have it back up and running. And yeah, so Prey will be on PC, Xbox One, PS4 on May 5th.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're here with...
What's the release date for Ox Fatalis 2, Ricardo?
That's a secret. Somebody asked if we had weapon degradation. It's an interesting...
It's an interesting answer. And someone also asked about the breaking legs thing. And we... You know, it's not sure yet, but so it's not in the game because it was too hardcore, too complicated for most gamers. But we've been thinking, and I know we're not... It's not guaranteed, but we've been thinking of maybe doing a release later where there's a crazy hard mode or something.
We would like to find a way to bring those. There are a lot of survival elements in the game, but the trauma system and the weapon degradation we removed for this version just because it wasn't quite ready and it was way too hard. But we want to figure out a way to bring it back.
If someone said I look like Wolverine, I'll take it.
Take that as a compliment. Yeah, someone was asking how does the sci-fi setting give you, like, we were talking about the ecology of the world and everything, but Dishonored had that kind of wailing, maybe like almost steampunk but not exactly just aesthetic. With sci-fi, what kind of creative abilities does that give you?
As far on the artistic side, I think we wanted something that feels like a raw technology, a little bit like Terigillium, but more, even though it's super colorful, so it's not as dark as Terigillium. But we wanted also to have our own spin, the same way you said, Dishonored had this kind of like its own vibe, and that's what we're also trying to achieve here.
Cool. So I think we got things sorted out. We'll jump right back into Prey. For those just joining, this is about half an hour into the game, maybe a little more, give or
still
take.
Pretty early.
Okay.
I think, should I head towards the office now? Or are we doing okay on
maybe
time?
we can do that.
Oh, this is right
you're
before
back,
the Phantoms.
before the-
I'm just going to run away from them.
Deja.
Shut the door. No.
There you go. Locked.
So I can actually lock them in now. Since I hacked the door earlier, I have the code. So I'll probably go walk here. So we haven't talked about our turrets yet. These are pretty cool.
Yeah. Those can be moved around, can be repaired. We had, sometimes we film players when in a test, and we had someone we called him the Turret Lord.
Yeah.
Just carry one around for like hours.
Yeah.
More than one. Yeah, it was like the full turret go
Yeah.
through.
The guy didn't use anything else. He just carried turrets around because you can play that way if you want. If you invest in the repair skills, right, then you can find broken turrets and fix them. When these break, you can put them back in working order. But you can also fortify them. So you can basically just use the station defenses to your advantage.
And you can turn into a turret.
Yeah. Eventually you
man.
can turn into
Yeah,
one.
if you have means.
What would be an advantage to hacking a turret?
Well, okay, well, that's not quite a spoiler, right?
We've talked about that.
We've talked about that. So, as you take more and more alien powers, you somehow are detected by the turrets as an alien. So, if you did not take any, then the turrets will leave you alone. But when you have too many powers, then they start shooting at you. So,
Okay.
hacking them, turn them on your side again.
Cool. Okay. So they like detect a more alien life form in you or something?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So if you're the kind of person who likes to like read all the notes and books in the story, we have, every person on the space station is named. There's nobody generic.
Okay.
And so you can log into their computers and see what their emails are. So this is my office, and this was apparently the Morgan's assistant. That's their password to their machine. There's Morgan U's office. And so like, hey, look at that. My assistant set the key code to my office to 0451.
Ah, there we go.
There it is. Gotta eat a banana along the way.
Another callback to those Looking
Yep.
Glass days.
Yeah. It's like a little ritual.
Welcome back. This has been your home for the last 3 years. The video
So there's
should
this
be on your
mysterious person called January who's been helping me escape, and they just told me like I've been on board the space station for 3 years.
Damn.
So this is your office in the game, a place that you will be returning to on occasion. Now you can, since it's an open space station game, you can come back as often as you like, but occasionally the story brings you back here. So we have a recycler in here, and then we also have the fabricator, like Raph was talking about.
It's like a super advanced like 3D printer of some sort.
Yeah.
Select the fabrication plan.
That is yeah.
Let me grab another recipe.
So the crafting system as well is integrated in the world as an object as opposed to a screen, which again was something we really wanted. And last playthrough you had the shotgun shells.
Yeah, I didn't find the shotgun shells this time. Some of it's random, but I do have the fabrication plan for glue ammo. So I'm gonna make some of that. So the ingredients go in here, and then I punch it in, and it basically fabricates it for me.
Okay.
And so now I don't have enough materials, so I'd have to go scrounge some more stuff and recycle and make more of those little material blocks.
Okay. Is there a currency of some sort in the space station, or are you just relying on crafting materials to make your own stuff?
Just the crafting material. We, those were discussions we had, like should there be coins and stuff, and then we're like, you know what, if this is a company that is like super high-tech company, like some sort of super Google or whatever,
Yeah.
in space, they would probably not have people pay for things. It would be part of the benefits of being
Right.
on board of this station. So no, there's no money.
So now we're gonna watch the secret video that we left for ourselves. Watch me, Morgan. So occasionally in the game you'll find these videos that are sort of, we called them these looking glass videos. It's basically like a 3D video that some of the people on the space station made.
That would really start to sound like fanboys.
Yeah, we are.
First the passcode, now
Hello, Morgan. Tough day, right? If I'm talking to myself, it must be. Your memory's shot full of holes, I know.
Someone asked how many
Sorry,
secret,
but
how secret-oriented is the game, and
So the first thing you need
and
to
it
know
might be
is you
worth
can trust
showing.
Oh, yeah.
the-
So sometimes there are secrets hidden in these videos. So this room is actually a room on the space station that you can visit,
Testing a new kind of neuromod based on the
and
type of organisms.
this video was made in the past. So in that room, there's a whiteboard that had a code written on it that's erased. But in the video, if you kind of scooch over and get close, you can see that the code is actually on the screen still, right there, or on the whiteboard. And so you can go back to that area and enter that code and break into the safe. A little bit of an Easter egg there.
But there are tons of those in the game, so there's a lot of content for people who like to explore and go deep.
You're not going to like what I have to say next.
Then you can choose to be either male or female, Morgan, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, at the beginning you choose your gender.
So someone asks us about the length of the game, and that's always a very hard answer.
Yeah. Even more in this game than in
yeah,
Dishonored.
it's harder in here than Dishonored. Dishonored was there was already a big delta. We could say, well, somewhere between 8 and 16. It was like sometimes 20 for people who push it. Here it feels like people who push it are gonna. They might spend 30, 40 hours.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge game. So the person who just chimed in there, I mentioned January already, so then there's another character named Alex who is your brother, and you meet him in the first 15 minutes, the part that we skipped over today. But both January and Alex are sort of like pulling at you in different directions, trying to get you to do different things, and it's not quite clear who the antagonist or the...
Hey, I want to abort a rumor. Somebody is saying January is Fontaine.
January's what?
Nope.
Gotcha.
No.
Holding off on that reference.
That's right.
Someone got it for me. Yeah, I imagine there's going to be, like some Metroidvania kind of aspects, right? Backtracking to places that you couldn't previously access, having new items, new abilities.
Yes, often we hear that reference.
That's not a good idea. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, the lobby is a big hub, right? So there are places I can go to from here, like the shuttle. Like I can go that way and I can go into the shuttle bay. But if I go there now, I will likely get my butt kicked because I have no business being in there. But we let players do it anyways if they want to.
Okay.
And some people will get away with it. This big structure here in the middle is the main lift on the space station, and you can see a little map here. We're here in the lobby. Then the space station is like a huge skyscraper floating in space, basically. We're here in the lobby. You can go down to the life support area or up to the Arboretum, and those are also giant hubs that lead to other areas. But the elevator's broken initially, but if the players figure out how to fix it, then suddenly they have free reign to a lot more places. You want to talk about the exterior also? We didn't even mention that.
Yeah. So you can actually navigate. We talked about this at the very beginning, I think. It's some sort of we call it open space station because really you can go anywhere in the station. You can come back. Everything is persistent. Everything remembers you. But you can also fly outside of it and explore the entire area around the space station, which is huge. So it's a little bit like being in a forest of an open world. And there are little point of interests outside. You can some of them you can see them from inside, and it, like here we're saying that something over there exploded. So there's probably something to go see there. And later on, when you can actually access outside, then you remember it and you can go try to see it because it's all contiguous. It all makes sense. It's one space. Right now, the story would like us to go to that point over there.
Place up here, the hardware labs.
Yeah, hardware labs. But right now, do you want to show like some of the marketing area or something? Or?
Yeah. So the marketing area is blocked off by a bunch of like barricades. I can't get in there, so I'm gonna go find a recycle. I'm gonna break into the security booth and see if I can find some more weapons and stuff like that.
So like you said, if you picked up different items or you went down a different skill tree, you might have been doing all of this in a different order.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't have the key to that, but look, crawl space. We learned about those earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there's not a mimic in here. So we're in the security chief's office now. So this is where you find the shotgun normally.
Okay.
Actually. I just triggered combat focus on accident. Sorry. I was getting too relaxed in the
Like,
whales.
damn, what'd that shotgun just do?
But now I have some bullets. Yay. Some shells, rather. So I think somebody was asking about this. Like, are they always? Can you find the code? Here's a good example of one where, like, If I had hacking level 3, I could hack it, but I don't. But this is one where the lock isn't actually broken, so I can find the code. So like knowing who this character is might help me figure out what the code is. And like, so on her desk, there's this little book with a reference. And that's probably the secret. All right. Now I have, somebody was asking about recipes earlier. I just picked up the fabrication license for shotgun shells, so now I can make as many shotgun shells as I want. This is what I'm here for, is the recycler charge.
So the recycler charge is the portable version of the recycler. It's a one-time use, and people use it on board of this station to clean up space. So, you know, there's an area that's cluttered, you use this. And of course, it's dangerous, so if you are in its radius, it might recycle you as well.
Okay.
And you can use it as a weapon because it will also recycle aliens. So it's actually, I really like that gadget. I like the feel of it, and it's funny.
So
and then you'll see the little recycle element coming out of it after it's done recycling things.
is that one locked too? Yeah, that one's locked. So this one has a barricade, so we'll use the recycler charge here.
Oh, yeah. I see why you definitely wouldn't want to be near that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it becomes materials you can use.
And then it
Okay,
becomes
cool.
material you can use, yeah. So it's all, again, you know, part of one big world where everything somehow
This is
justified.
this is human resources, not marketing.
Oh well. There's marketing next door. No, it's upstairs actually.
Yeah, marketing's
You're the
upstairs.
first person ever that wants to go to human resources.
Exactly.
So Ryan Krebs, I believe it was, in the YouTube chat, was just he was asking, can you get through the game without using alien powers? Maybe just sticking to gadgets?
Absolutely, yeah. It's in fact, you won't be able to have all abilities. So if you really want to go deep on the human tree, then you pretty much can't say alien powers or very little amount of them.
Okay.
A tank up on caffeine.
Yeah, notice like the stamina bar you have. Can you increase the max stamina at all, or is that just a static thing?
Yeah, it's more like you can increase the speed rate of recharge. I mean, you can play with it basically. If you we can actually show the.
The what?
A second, if you show the tree related to the stamina bar.
Oh, yeah. That's in security.
Probably down there.
Yeah. There we go. So there's a whole tree that's related to physical stuff. So it starts with conditioning. Let's go ahead and take that. Which gives you some hit points and some speed. And then you have toughness, stamina, and mobility.
But then if you look down to the wrench part, it's actually in the engineer thing, right? You can also,
the wrench damage?
Yeah, you can also combine your stamina with the idea that now it actually uses less stamina every time you use your wrench. Or something. So.
And critical hits, things like that.
Yeah, so you can actually really optimize, combine all these things together to be the supreme wrench basher guy.
Okay.
I took leverage. It's the same way, yeah.
Oh, yeah, someone was asking, since turrets might eventually recognize you as aliens, will other aliens ever recognize you as alien?
No, they know they know you're something different.
Yeah.
They're a
In
little
fact,
smarter than the turrets.
There's a creature that we've talked about before, and we've shown in some of the trailers called the Nightmare.
Okay.
Which is designed specifically. The other aliens are just part of the ecology. They're evolving. They're indiscriminately killing everyone. But the Nightmare is made specifically to kill you.
Okay.
Like it hunts you down, and it's not scripted. It's totally systemic.
Okay.
Like the more in Neuromods you use, the more like heat you generate, which attracts the Nightmare. And so it can show up in almost any level in the game.
Gotcha. One anecdote, I think it's about Bioshock 2. The Big Sisters was originally going to be one big sister that was hunting you, kind of procedurally throughout the game.
Yeah.
I always kind of thought that would be cool. Or like Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
that's very similar.
Cool.
I grabbed leverage 1, but I think the barricades there are bigger. I think they're leverage 2 items. Yeah, I was playing. I was in the middle of a playthrough the other day, and I was in my office, but it was way later in the game. I was in Morgan's office, and I had there were some allies that you can meet later, and if you help them out, they show up in your office, and they become people who give you other side quests and things like that.
Oh, cool.
And I had them all in my office with me, and I forgot about the nightmare. And I was just like, oh, I got like 20 Neuromods. I'm gonna like totally. I was just back at my home base. I'm just gonna like fabricate some stuff, and I'm gonna install a Neuromod and get some more alien abilities. I installed like 3 new alien abilities, and I was like, cool, let's do the next mission. And then all of a sudden, I heard this like huge roar, the screen shake, and the nightmare actually came into my office. It's like, how tall? It's like 12 meters tall, but it can squeeze through doorways, and it killed the 2 people in my office. It killed January, and then it killed me.
Oh,
just like, oh.
So there's no safe place from it?
Not really.
Damn. You can just permanently screw up your NPC friends.
Yeah.
Someone asked if there's a possibility to unlock every abilities or we have to restart a new story. You'll have to restart a new story.
Okay.
And of course, since it's an immersive sim, you can drink from the water fountains and flush toilets.
As you do.
You can't drink from the toilet. I mean, I guess you can pretend like that's what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah, what is the glue gun for within the world? What was it? Was it like an engineering tool before?
It was something that they used to, in case aliens would escape containment, they used that to control them.
Okay. Did you say that was Jason Chang?
Did it?
Oh, so that was his computer you read earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's my assistant. Jason. Crap, man.
What happened?
It's too bad.
It's your chance, yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys notice his password was OMG Hot Boss?
Yeah. Oh, do you have a crush on you?
Yeah, Jason has a crush on you.
Gotcha.
That's too bad what happened to Jason. Oops. I was trying to set up a turret. I think I murdered everything in the lobby already.
Deploying.
How are we doing on time?
Got about 5 minutes left.
5 minutes? What do we want to show in the last 5 minutes?
What is the room with the projector? That's the marketing room, I think.
Oh, that's what I was going to do. But yeah, there's a room in here full of mimics, but I'm going to use the turret to kill them instead of...
Let's go the turret lord route.
That's
Yeah.
right. See, you can see him running around in there.
Yeah. I love that little flicker out of the corner of your eye you see.
Yep. Oh, the trick is...
Droid version 0.7.6 online.
See, but they're hiding now. They know what I'm trying to do. Oh! Ah, they knocked my turret down! No!
Best laid plans.
Crap.
Alright, that did not work out.
Alright, we're just gonna go back to combat focus.
It's brute force.
That's right.
So we're playing in easy, by the way.
Yeah. While they're
Mimics are
distracted, come on. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Right there.
Scanning target. No alien material detected.
Oh, we also didn't. When we were showing the different accesses to other places, we did not show the psychotronics access as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Can go there. Like. So yeah, the door is locked, and that's a good example actually of something where, you could find the key card, but you can also just look around and actually, if you break the glass there,
you
can activate the computer. And release it.
Aha.
Okay.
So later in the game, though, it's this is early, so that's a little easier. Later in the game, like the button will be all the way across the room, and so then you have to do stuff like, well, there's an alien power that allows you to manipulate machines from a distance.
Okay, cool.
They're different. Oh, I can't get in here yet. I don't have a key to that.
Yeah.
think that's about all the territory we have to cover for.
Yeah.
For the
Cool.
lobby.
So that's a good example of if you just follow the path, and it would probably take like 20 minutes to be to the same point, right?
Yeah.
But really here we spent about an hour plus the time that we would have spent at the 15 minutes for the opening.
Yeah.
So
And I didn't in this one room. I didn't. This one level, I didn't even hit all the spots because I don't have.
yeah,
I
you cannot
don't have
open
the
everything.
abilities
Yeah,
to open
sure.
everything. So.
Cool.
So that's why here the play time could be either 20 minutes or an hour and a half almost. So
Yeah.
See the delta that
Sure,
can be
yeah,
between
yeah.
two kind of players.
Oh, one last little detail. This place where I fought the Phantom, I forgot to mention earlier, is it's like a little museum exhibit. For those of you guys who are interested in like the backstory and the details of the world, you can sort of learn about like the history of the space station and the fact that our game is it's built on this alternate version of history where Kennedy survived. And as a result, technology is different in the world, and that's why in 2035 we have this giant skyscraper floating around the moon.
Cool. Awesome.
Well,
Cool.
that's it.
Yeah, I guess we can call it there. Love to see more, but
Oh,
this will be out on May 5th for PS4, Xbox One, PC. Raphael Colantonio, thanks so much for joining me.
thank you.
Ricardo Bear,
Yeah,
of
thanks.
course,
Fun.
same with you.
I didn't
And-
die this time.
Yeah.
I hope the gamers enjoyed it.
Yeah. Everybody in YouTube, Twitch, GameSpot, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to have a lot of coverage coming out of GDC this week. I'm sure we'll have more Prey coverage coming up to its release on May 5th. We do have a couple live streams tomorrow. We're playing Zelda 8 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. Our Nintendo Switch review is up. We'll have our Zelda review up early tomorrow morning. So for that and for, of course, more Prey coverage, stay tuned to GameSpot. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.